your ad to be created by Google for you or blank, right? So it's the only spot you've got to actually say something compelling. And this is a bad screenshot because you cannot see it, I realize. So I was taking a look at, is nuclear energy clean, which is your target, and it has volume because I checked in the keyword tool. And you're down here and it's a PDF with a gobbledygook created description. So that's how we kind of talked about how you want to craft things to get people a quick answer once you've determined what words are your winning words that you really want to appear for. And then here's my obligatory slide about how you do need to put the keywords on the page, both Bing and Google explain that you need to do that. This is from the Google Search Engine Guide. And then to get you started, not readable for you all, but hopefully once you get the slides you'll be able to see this. I actually hyperlinked all of them, so you can just go to Answer the Public anyway. But this is Answer the Public. If you're completely stumped and it's a new industry for you, I do a lot of new industries, by the way. So if it's a new industry for you and you're like, I don't know how to get started figuring out what words these people are looking for, right? This is a great place to start because I literally just put in nuclear energy, and then what it will do is it'll do drop downs across a wide variety of databases, including Google, and pull out all the questions that have got volume.
What tool is that?
Answer the Public.
Answer the Public.
Mm-hmm. So it's a great place to start if you're lost. Like you're like, I don't know what this industry is about. Great place to start. You then need to take it to a keyword tool, which will help you expand more and give you numbers so you know definitively this term has around 50 to 100 searches a month, that kind of thing. And if we have time, I have access to both keyword tools, so I can kind of show you what they look like. And here's the same thing, but sort of a different query. Okay, so mobile, and I didn't even discover the navigation stuff because I was going too quickly. So you saw the navigation stuff. Also, Google's telling you in the mobile report inside Google Search Console that you have some issues. That's what this report's saying. And we know it's slow. Very, very slow. Which, in the recommendations, one of the first things you're going to tackle is slowness. Because this is your score with GT metrics. So GT metrics and page speed are fine to use, the Google page speed tool. The reason I like the GT metrics one is that you can pivot where it's starting from. So it'll usually default to somewhere in the US. Say you have a client and they want to know how they're working in the UK. You can flip it once you get an account, free account, but you can then flip it to the UK and it will crawl from there and show you how fast you are or slow. Also, GT metrics seems to have more detailed stuff that's easier for developers to grab onto. It's very prescriptive. Fix this, compress this, you'll have this much of a boost if you do X, Y, and Z, versus page speed tool, which is just not as helpful, I think, for developers. So I tend to lean toward this one. But you're slow. Which is actually a problem if we go back to the iPad problem. So if your target audience is actually on some sort of mobile device, then stuff will be slow for them. Yeah. Because if all your folks were on a desktop, maybe not as much of a problem. And this is your report inside Google Analytics. This is the page speed timings report. And this will show you by page where's your worst offender, which is helpful because you don't want to sort of get the developers worried about every single page on your site because oftentimes that's not the problem. And you can see that your homepage is actually the problem, which is that's a bigger problem actually if you want the homepage to be fast. But not uncommon, I've seen this a lot. For anybody else, that you can pivot this report based on country too. So I have a client that they fancy themselves being able to target people in Latin America. But when you pivot this report for them for Latin America, it takes a minute for some of the stuff to load. So anyway, useful depending on what client you're working with. All right, so anyway, it's a ranking factor. Sometime first of the year, Google is going to move toward indexing with mobile first, the mobile bot, not desktop bot. So page speed is going to be even more of a problem coming around the first of the year-ish. They keep moving the date. But page speed is a really, really big deal. And it has been for a long time. At least, I don't know, 7 years we've been talking about it or something. And then just a couple GA tips because you gave me access. Your current account looks at all activity, including employees. So all your metrics are skewed. So very importantly, copy your current account. And then on that second one, add some filters. You should copy it twice, really. You should have a testing account, one that's labeled raw data, do not touch, and one that has your filters on it. Because once you filter, you never get the data back. So you always want one account that had all your historical data, and I absolutely label it raw data, do not touch. because you can make up whatever you want. That way people will leave it alone. In case you ever mess up your filters, that way you can go back and have some data. And then we talked about how you don't have goals, a little bit challenging because you're using Salsa, but at the very least you can measure the click off to the Salsa interface as something. Okay, so then the priority fixes, and I'll show you a bunch of tools. I'm going fast because she's going to leave me. I don't want her to be here for all the feedback. 1, page speed. 2, get yourself clean data because I just think it's relatively easy and it's good to have clean data. And then the tougher thing is keyword research. So you've never done it before. It's going to take a bit of time for you to think about it. It's going to really mean that you need to purchase the tool for at least a month, so that you have something to do some keyword research with. And then you have to start improving your content strategically. So not all of it, but like, okay, your CEO has decided, oh my God, I need to appear for Is Nuclear Energy Clean? Okay, let's work on that. Ideally, you should reclaim some lost links and build some more quality ones, and then I think it might make sense to deal with that low quality issue. But for you, because I know you're not really ranking for any of the terms that kind of make sense, I would actually work on creating some quality stuff and maybe jigger your sitemap where you only give Google your quality pages and worry about removing your low quality ones perhaps later. Because I know that in general it impacts your traffic, but it doesn't like put a big black X across your entire website. You can still have certain pages ranked even though you've got some low quality stuff over here. I wouldn't stick it in your sitemap file though. Because your sitemap file is really, this Google, here's my quality stuff, please look at my quality stuff. So just make sure that that's what's in it. And then there's my plug for my course. And then I'm about to launch an SEO bootcamp course, actually this month I think. So if you're interested in learning SEO from me, I've been able to launch at this point 16 to 20 different careers. I love teaching people this stuff. I'm very passionate about it. But if you're interested in learning more about SEO or how to do keyword research or how to write copy for online or how to do a technical audit, that's what I'm going to be launching. And then I have a tools list on my website. So let me show you. Do you want to see the keyword tools while we're sitting here?
Yeah.
So I don't know if everybody's got access to all these things. And I promise I'd show up tools.
Are some of them free?
Nope. Sorry. And the free ones are few and far between. Like the AdWords tool is not legit for doing SEO work anymore. I don't know about cheap ones that would, I'm looking at you like you might be using a few that would be okay.
Moz has a couple free. They give you a taste.
They do give you a taste, but the decent ones you have to sign up for.
Yeah.
There's like 7-day trials, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And if you want to use Ahrefs, is it Ahrefs? SEMrush, which I don't have an account for now because I decided I liked, I don't want to do that. I decided that I liked Ahrefs better. But if you're not listening to the podcast Experts on the Wire from Dan Schur with Evolving SEO, mind you, I listened to it. It might make brain hurt a little bit because it's kind of advanced SEO. But anyway, he's got a 3-month free trial that you can do with SEMrush if you get the code off his site.
You can do some free keyword research on Word Tracker. They do have a limited to on the homepage. So.
Yeah, I was trying to come up with a free one for some of the NCI like subgroups because they wanted something that was free and cheap. And so Bing's got a keyword tool that's free, but every time I tried to use it, it was crashing on me, so I couldn't get the thing to stay up. You can go inside your Google Search Console account and you can see what you're currently ranking for, but that's not going to help you brainstorm. Answer the Public is free, the one that I showed you, but it's not going to show you numbers. So what am I doing? Ahrefs. Let me log in over here. Oh, I'm already logged in. Sorry. Let me log into Deep Crawl so you can see that one then. Wait, I think it's going to auto-log me in because I was in it earlier. It is. All right. So here's Keyword Explorer. And I'm sure you want to learn about